Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 458 of the Maritime Paintball Podcast. My name is Brad Odell, and with me, as always, is
your king of paintball. How is it
there he
tonight, my friend? How are you, buddy?
It's good. It's fantastic. I'm very
Who is
happy. I'm
that in
very
the
excited.
background?
That's the dude who runs the music show that comes on before us on beautiful 97.9 FM CHSR on the radio here in Fredericton, New Brunswick, and around the world on CHSR.com.
Awesome.
He runs a fantastic music show. He does all sorts of stuff.
Is it true that he does it in the nude?
I think so. The lights are always off when I come in.
So, in case you're listening in Fredericton, New Brunswick, and 97.9 CHSR, he's naked before, allegedly.
The one and only place for nude radio.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, radio guy.
It's a great show. I love it because he always ends every episode with a Canadian punk band, and my little punk rock heart just goes do 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 do.
It squeals.
We're joined by Mean Gene.
Not Okerlund either. I was really surprised.
So,
I keep telling you, he's 87 and he's dead.
Right.
So Gene's joining us because he's going to talk to us about what's going on with Warr Games Products and some autococker news and some stuff like that. We're going to do a deep dive. But before we do that, we got to pay the bills. So first and foremost, big thank you to our home, well, my home away from home, your home down the road, Moncton Paintball.
Most beautiful place. It's
beautiful
my
place.
the home of my. It's the King's Forest is back there, and I think we're doing nice. It looks like a walk on this weekend. I don't know if there's anything fancy going on, but come on and play some paintball with us.
I might actually do that.
Don't you get my hopes up. You've already broken my heart enough times, Bradley Odell.
She's off this weekend, and I can't afford a trip to London, Ontario, but I can afford a trip to Moncton.
There we go, buddy.
So
excellent.
We'll make that happen. Northern Hydration will keep me hydrated the entire way.
I've got still some left in my bag from Wasaga. That stuff is absolutely devilish and
amazing, right? It's an amazing hydration drink.
At least try it.
Canada. At least try it. You have to absolutely have to at least try it. If you can go to their website,
Northern Hydration.
Yes, Northern Hydration. Go to their website and use code Maritime PB10. Score yourself 10% off the product. It's phenomenal stuff. Comes in a tall boy. It's magnificent. Ntensity Customs. This beautiful hat I'm wearing, which is fantastic because I have a bad hair day. You're wearing your beautiful jersey. I love it. Go check them out. Ntensity Customs. Yep. They have amazing stuff. Catch them at a local game when you're there. Get some sweet swag. Paintball dirt.
It's those gloves, man.
The gloves. I don't know if I can say the gloves names. Can we say the names on the radio? I don't know. They're called hand jobs.
Well, that's what they do. They're great. They wipe your mask off. It's great to see. They're fantastic.
Paintball dirt. He actually just tomorrow, the next newsletter drops. He's doing fantastic work. He's summarizing all the paintball news from the week into a beautiful little digestible article and puts it out there. So you can go check that out and subscribe to his Substack. It doesn't cost money to subscribe, but you can support him if you want to. And then, of course, VPL, Virtual Paintball League. They've cracked the code. You want to get kids into paintball? Make a good video game. They don't make the game. They make the game, the tournament. But you know what I'm saying?
They've found a way to link the community up using the fantastic Discord. It's very active. There's a lot of folks on there. Young, old, it doesn't matter. All you have to do is put your VR headset on and get a little pew pew going, and which is great because we're coming up to the cold season here on the in the East Coast. It's gonna start getting chilly. I'm not gonna want to be able to get out and play in those winter months, and that's a good way to play it. So,
so I found that you can play that game on non-VR mode, just using a monitor.
Yeah, you can. It's okay. It works, but I couldn't really play it. It's got to go with the headset.
Yeah, no, it is the way it is.
Still try it though.
But that's it, folks. That's the bills. The bills are paid. Yeah. So, Gene, let's talk about you. Also, we have a surprise guest coming up probably about halfway through the show. So just a heads up, he's coming in. He wants to talk. It's going to be a good time.
So excited.
So, Gene, tell us about yourself, man. Who are you? Why are you on the show?
I am a paintball player. I live in Southern California. I've started playing paintball many moons ago, and then got hooked and opened a store. Had a store for whatever, 18 years. Saw paintball rock, like incredible. Stayed with the Cocker and was just like, it's the gun to have, and never really shot anything else. And when the recession here in California hit, I just started buying every auto cocker I could possibly buy. It was just like I was picking them up for nothing, pennies. And before I know it, I had a 40-foot container full of auto cocker stuff.
And I thought I had a problem.
And then also out here we had WGP, which sold to K2 at the time. So they were getting rid of a lot of stuff. So I bought pallets from them. You know, they were like surprise pallets. Here, buy a pallet. And so I got quite a few pallets from them. And then one day I was with my buddy and he said, what are you going to do with all that cocker stuff you got? And I was like, I fucking don't know. Excuse my French. I don't know. I love it. It's a hobby. And he said autocockerparts.com. And I'm like, what? No way. So I went back to the shop, looked it up. It was available, bought it, started putting product online. So 2010 is when I started autocockerparts.com. And
that's wild. I love it.
And then I've been rocking with that and collecting guns. And along the way, I collect like I got some of the rarest paintball guns out there, and not just cockers. I mean anything.
I was gonna say, as soon as you were like 2008 recession, I started buying Southern California. I started buying auto cocker parts. I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch!
Yeah,
you brilliant son of a.
But it wasn't. I wasn't buying it for money. I was buying it because it was a hobby. I liked the cocker. I thought so. I also collect Singer sewing machines. So in my mind, the sewing machine is very industrial, like a cocker. Like I look at it, you got to use your feet to pedal it to get it sewing, and it's an industrial machine. And I feel that way about autocockers. You look at them, they're clanky. They're nothing like it's very rough. Like it's just cool.
They're finicky. Really cool. You've got to be like an old Singer or an old typewriter, that kind of equipment, or an old pinball machine. You've got to be a tinkerer. You've got to like screwing with it. And cockers, I've noticed that people that love autocockers, they love to screw with it. Because once that thing is dialed in, and Derek Lowe is like the cocker guy here, that thing is absolute perfection until it isn't.
Right.
And then there are days where I see them just being like,
but that's why you always bring 2 or 3 to the field, because if it goes down, you just grab another one, you go and play.
They absolutely do. It's
or
the
you can
funniest
sit
thing
there
ever.
and fix it if you want, but it's usually just grab another one. Let's go have fun. And then when you get home, you fix them all and you're good for the next week.
That is exactly what he does. He brings like 6 or 8 to the field, but he usually only needs 1 or 2.
Right.
That's exactly it. That's awesome. That's dedication to the format is what that is.
Yeah. So then I started the cocker thing and started selling auto cocker parts, collecting guns. And I got to a point that I pretty much have every auto cocker made. Like I have a huge collection. And what next was there to collect? WGP, my favorite company. So I just started following the bankruptcies of Core and all the like GI Sports and K2 and all these companies as they filed bankruptcy. Core never filed bankruptcy, but the previous companies before them. Every time they did, they sort of kind of dropped a little bit of pieces, crumbs, what they didn't want to hold on to. So over the years, I just accumulated parts of WGP, a domain name, whatever. I finally got the trademark. So I just accumulated, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it when I started. It was just, I know Bud personally, and he's a great fucking guy. Excuse my language. He's an amazing guy. So I thought it would be cool to carry his legacy on. Like, even if I could just put it back together so it's all in one piece, even if I didn't do anything with it, I could say Warr Games is intact. If somebody wants to do something with it, they can, because nothing's ever been done with it since K2, really. I mean, they sort of Empire had it, and they made the Empire Sniper and Resurrection. Why would they not use WGP's name? I get it's marketing, and they were promoting their products, but I think they dropped the ball on that. I think they should have tried to use WGP on their guns.
They could have called it the Empire WGP, something or other.
Right.
You know, just throw the WGP in there just to tell people. You know,
I think it would have helped them and made it credible, and I think it would have made that gun a much better gun. I think, because I just think the Resurrection and Sniper does not have no credibility, and they're great guns. There's nothing wrong with them. I mean, so
well, and that's just it. They are great. It's just nobody knows the
lore,
the history behind it.
Right, and
they just think it's another Empire marker.
Right, and that Sniper and Resurrection, basically, Simon made them and used all WGP, are the best of all autococker out there. You know, the regs of WGP, the valve, all this stuff is, I mean, it's all based after WGP products. So it's a good gun, and there's nothing wrong with them. I mean, he even went as far as putting in an anti short stroking trigger in there. So it's almost impossible to short stroke a Resurrection, because it gets to a certain point and it falls back, which I think is amazing. So
I never noticed that.
So I collected all the War Game stuff. Then when Empire decided they weren't selling the Resurrections anymore, I bought up as much of that inventory as I could. I pretty much bought it all. So I have all the old stock of the Resurrection and the Snipers. I've got all that. And that's all under Autococker parts. It's all there. And then I finally got with Core, and they were willing to give up the Warr.com. And that was the last piece I needed. Was Warr.com is on all Bud's banners. It's on everything. It was his domain name back in the day. So once I got that, I now had WGPpaintball.com. I had WarGameProducts.com, and I had Warr.com, and I had the trademark. And then from there, I was just like, okay, what do we do with it? And
so you've answered a question of what does the man who has everything want, and it turns out it's the IP of the company that he's collecting.
Well, I mean, what else? If you have every autococker built, you have. I mean, if you've seen the amount of parts I have surplus, you would die. Like, you would just go, "What are you doing?" I won't sell it all in my lifetime. It's just not going to happen. And I have a lot of parts that, like on the website, autocockerparts.com, I would say I have a third of what my inventory is. Like, I have so much more that's not even on there. I just don't have time to put it up there with everything I've got going on. I wish I did.
Product numbers and descriptions and prices. Right,
exactly. Thank you. I mean, people don't understand how much it takes to put a product on your website. They think it's just take a picture, post it, and you're done. Well, no, because the image, I tell everybody, the image is 90% of your sale. Like, so you want a good image, you know, and then you want to just put a good description. So if somebody's new to autococker, they're just not buying stuff and then constantly returning it. Like, returns suck. And I'm a one-man crew, so I'm doing this on my own. So if I'm bringing stuff back in and bringing it's horrible. It's not fun. It's not fun.
No, nobody wants to deal with returns.
No.
Returns suck.
Not at all.
That's wow. That's a hell of a history, man. Like, there's a lot going on there.
It's years.
It is nice to hear that War Games. I'm just going to call it War Games or WGP because the whole War Games products thing is too much.
Yep.
It is nice that it has landed somewhere productive, somewhere passion. Unlike some of the other brands that have kind of just been like gobbled up by these weird like hedge firms that just buy companies to hold on to them and then sell them for later. But this is nice because for those that don't know, anybody watching, and I'm sure you guys know, I'm sure, but just for anyone who doesn't know the timeline of War Games Products,
I don't.
And Gene, correct me if I'm wrong. Here. So 19. Okay, so Tom, Tom's kind of like our everyman. He's kind of like.
I probably should have explained this. That I
don't have to rely
know
on the listeners. Okay. Yeah, I don't have to rely on the listeners to ask questions. He'll be like, "What is this?" So so Bud Orr, WGP 19. It shows up 1987.
Yeah,
like the infancy of paintball shows up 1987. What puts it on the map? I mean, it was already a well-known company, but what really like made things wow. 1991 was the autococker was invented, became like the speedball gun, like became the tournament gun. If you weren't using an autococker, you were going to lose. That was how it was.
Yeah.
It was the beast. So it's
Yeah.
it's an autococker. I could see it showing up in
It was the first mechanical, realistically,
Yeah.
like something that you could, instead of pump, it was a mechanical gun.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Angel, I guess Angel shortly after.
Well, it was just it, right? Like Butter puts that out, and then it was everyone kind of. I think a lot of people looked at the autococker and went, "Oh well, okay, well he's done all the work. I'm gonna tweak this here and tweak that there." But they don't realize that like the prototype was like 15 pounds
Right.
of machined metal. That goes through, and then it's this weird murky history from like starting in 2004. It sells to K2, and then it kind of just like floats. Like you said, Empire had it. And
Pro Caps.
Yeah.
There's like 4 companies that.
It just kind of kept getting passed around. Like people were like buying it because they were like, oh, it's WGP. People will buy WGP. And then it was like, we don't know what it's like the dog chasing the car. I guess maybe people bought it and they were like, we don't know what to do with it.
I think a lot of that had to do with times had changed and evolution took over. And now we were into spool guns, faster, easier to maintain. Like, I just think we just progressed in paintball to a point that the autococker was forgot about by mainstream, but not by enthusiasts. The enthusiasts still like, hey, if you want a killer gun that shoots amazing, the autococker is the way to do it. And the other thing too with the cocker, still today, it's the only paintball gun you can customize and make your own. So you can say, hey, I want to build my own paintball gun, and you can do it. And you can do it.
That is the key. And you can, and it's also one of the only guns that I think still now today, but if you've got the knowledge or if you know somebody, you could buy a blank.
Yes.
And have it custom milled. It'll already have the piping in it. It'll have the lining drilled through it where it needs it.
So
but
we also do all that. So once I got all the company back together, I was involved with another company, Ntensity Products, which was tried to make paintball autocockers, and they were around for a short period of time and made a couple guns. So I was helping them with that. And Justin Dover came in as a trained machinist. So they were training him to machine at the machine shop. So I hung out at the machine shop, learned a little bit here and there. Justin learned enough, and then it sort of kind of fell apart. Justin went with a machine shop to Arizona and started really learning to be a machinist. And 2 years ago, sort of kind of got talked into buying my own machines. So I have another garage that has a lathe and a mill in it, CNC. And I don't know how to program. I don't know any of that stuff. But Justin at this point does. So when I got WGP all together, I went and hit him up. And I mean, we continually talked way before this. I've known, but it got real at this point. And he was already at the point where he was making his own bodies under Mozak machine. So he was really, he got pretty good at the bodies he was building. So it was like, okay, so why don't we do something with WGP? And that gave him knowing how to machine, me having machines, we could do it together, gave it a reason to do it. Because I couldn't afford to go to machine shops and go, hey, build these guns. I just couldn't. I can't. There's not enough people buying autocockers.
No. And that's the thing, right? It's they're the hot rod of paintball, right? Like they are the tinkerer's. They're the tinkerer's gun. But I wonder. I think. I mean, we can get into this later, but might as well touch it now. But I feel like it's not just paintball, but everywhere in the world right now seems to be going backwards a little bit in a good way. Like in the photography world, in the video world, we're seeing more film photography, more film videography. People are getting away from digital, purposely using film because it is not as high quality. Like it's got that grain to it that people want again. Vinyl cassettes. Apparently a band there's people are starting up factories to make cassette tapes again. because
Wow.
bands want to put their music on cassettes.
A lot of metal bands, like
Nostalgic reasons. Nostalgic.
Yeah.
Well, there's something that like vinyl guys will tell you this all day long. There's just something about the way some stuff sounds on vinyl.
Right.
Some
Yep.
old metal, old punk. It has got this like that scratchy sound.
Yep.
80s metal or thrash metal sounds wild on a cassette tape. Not just that, because you could go back and rewind it and slow that solo down and learn how to play it, which is how a lot of us learned how to play. So, and I'm analog as much as I can be. Old tech, I don't really like new tech as much. So seeing that you can get your hands on this old kit and people can just go to autocockerparts.com and get parts for their kit and build their own, just build your own, like you said, like a hot rod is really, really cool. People aren't, you got to find the right guy. But
yeah, absolutely.
The guy who's going to buy an autococker is going to buy an autococker, right?
And that's what I tell everybody. Like, they'll hit me up and go, "Why? Why are you doing this? There's comments on WGP's page that are people going, that's got to be the stupidest thing I've ever heard. What are you doing?" But I'm not doing it for the money, because there isn't enough money out there. It's for the love of. I mean, I'm already into autocockers because of autocockerparts.com, but I tinkered with manufacturing, but I haven't dove deep into it. So what better name to use to do it in? I mean, WGP. Yeah. It's solid.
Yeah.
You know.
It's why do it? Why get into it? Because I can. You know, like that's.
But I mean, in a financial portion of this, like and if you put it into a financial spectrum, I shouldn't be doing this. I mean, even my bookkeeper's like, "What are you doing?"
Your bookkeeper is just pulling his hair out, being like, "Why do you hate me?
What are you doing?" But he doesn't understand that. I try to tell people that don't know paintball, like, WGP is so iconic. If it's not here, then I mean, we just took something that created paintball or helped create paintball and threw it in the closet and acted like it didn't exist. Yeah. I mean, I think people coming in to play paintball today should know. Well, let me go back. So when I started playing, there was magazines and stuff, and you'd go in there and dream about all this stuff you wanted. Oh yeah!
Action Pursuit games. I used to buy the edition every time it came out in chapters.
And you would see all the new stuff, and you would learn the history of paintball because they were teaching it to you. Like, here's these old school pro guys, you know. And then the thing was, once you realized who they were, you wanted to go meet them. Like, okay, I'm going to an event so I can meet whoever, you know, Rich Telford or Matty Marshall or whoever, you know. So you go, and we don't have that in paintball today. I think the players come in, they don't have any, and I don't even know if they care, and that's okay if they don't. But it would be cool if they do care to be able to know, like, oh, autocockers, okay, well, what's that? And be able to show them and tell them. And this is sort of kind of what started paintball. This is where we started, you know.
Yeah, it's
wild.
You know what? It's the same. My brother's a mechanic, and he became a mechanic because he started working on a race team, and it's kind of the same mentality of, like, from a financial standpoint, to look at the books. If you actually crack open the books and look at it, you go, this is dumb as hell. Like,
don't do it. Don't do it. Try to make money in paintball. Don't do it. Don't look at the books, man. You're doing it because you love it.
You know, but it's just, there's a passion for it. And when you go to the races, here we got the Speedway right down about half hour from me. And you look at these old cars. I mean, they're not old. They're like 90s Oldsmobiles, like zipping around. And you see these guys, like, they're putting money into these things. And it's like, but why? It's like, because they want to and they can. And as long as the bills get paid, leave them alone. They could just be drinking the money. You know, like,
it's a passion. So, you do it
exactly
because you have a passion for something.
100%. And I wonder if, like, I'd like to see, and I really hope it goes this way. I want to see, I'd like to see autococker, not just autocockers, but like those old school mechanical guns. I want to see them come back, simply because that, I think, is a lost art and a lost science. Like, nowadays, you get a new gun, it's like, oh, the gun doesn't work. What's wrong with it? Well, just swap the battery, or your boards, your board needs to be reprogrammed, or, you know, it's like, okay, cool. But with an autococker, it was like, all right, let me air it up, put an obscenely long Allen key down the feed neck,
Right.
Turn it 1/8 of a turn. You know, turn it 1/8 of a turn. Shoot
Right.
it. No, that doesn't sound right. I'm gonna turn it again. Shit, no, that doesn't sound. And then it's like, all right, let's tweak it. Let's do this back and forth, and like really know how. Like a lot of these guys could put it to their ear, fire it, and be like, yeah, I know what that is.
Right.
Like
that's a mechanical, but
that
that's
was
an analog thing. They can all
that
do
was
that.
the downfall to the autococker, though, is that
Yes.
people, like when I had my shop, I would say more guns were returned to me than I sold, because they would buy them, they would shoot when they leave, because I'd shoot them for them, chrono them and everything. They'd get to the field and somebody would turn knobs, and then the gun doesn't work, and then the guy at the field will say, oh, I know how to work on those, and they start messing with it, and they mess it up even more than it was before, and then they come back to the store and they hand it to me, and I'm like, who messed with your gun? Well, my buddy said he could do it, and then the tech at the field. And then I start looking at it, and it's so out of, like, they mess with the reg, the IBG, everything's been messed with. And
Brad,
so,
you know nothing about
2 or
that,
3 times in the field like that, they're frustrated, and they're just like, so again, the autococker is not for everybody. And I tell people that. I get people that hit me up weekly asking me to build guns for them. And I just tell them, like, what are you looking to do with it? I mean, if you want it as your main everyday player, go buy an Eclipse gun. Go buy something new, and then once you start playing, if you enjoy the sport, come back to me and I'll build you an autococker. Because at that point he'll know what he wants, and I'm not because that's a bad rap that autocockers get. New guys get it in their hands and they go, oh, this is junk. Well, it's not junk. You just don't understand it. You know?
And I like the idea of, I mean, I don't like the idea of it, but it's kind of funny in the sense of somebody coming to you and be like, I want you to build me an autococker. No. If you're not willing to build it yourself, you're never going to use it properly. You're not going to know how it works. Something's going to fail on it, and you're going to get angry. You're going to bring it back to me. I messed with the Nova, and it stopped working because I didn't know what I was doing. I was fiddling with stuff, but also because I didn't.
We didn't know. It's if you don't know, you don't know.
I did. Yeah, if you don't know, you don't know. I had the wrong barrel sleeve insert. I had the wrong insert in. So
the balls were rolling out the barrel.
No, it wasn't. It just wasn't firing properly at all.
Okay.
And
if it won't fire, that you have to adjust the pressure too much.
Right.
Like you have to, if you start screwing with it, it should just. If you're not using the right bore size on that gun, it's not the specific one. It doesn't shoot right. Now, when it's in, by God and Sonny Jesus, you will find it's as good as for someone who's not very good with this kind of thing. It could fire just as well as any cocker is going to fire in my hands, and I can at least fix that. Yeah. I can't cockers. I'm afraid to touch because if I even breathe near them, I'm afraid they'll go out, and I won't know how to fix them. So,
yeah, it's
depends who rebuilds the guns. Because, like, when I rebuild a gun, I pretty much anything that I know you're going to mess with, I Loctite, so you don't mess with it. And then I tell you don't mess with it. That way, realistically, there's only 2 things you mess with, and I can usually explain it enough that people won't mess with them, and they'll keep them.
Okay, so in that case, it's not my fault. It's Nova's fault for not preventing me from breaking the gun in the first place.
I won't personally build, like, WGP will never build a complete gun. I say that, but I am going to. I know I will, but I don't want to because it's got to go to the right person.
Yeah, sure. I reserve the right to not sell you a gun.
Come back to me going, it don't work. It don't work. It don't work.
Here's your money. Go away.
Right.
I have the right. You know, sometimes you got to fire a bad customer.
Yeah.
I appreciate your money, but that's what you get though. Because again, if someone's coming to you to buy a cocker or buy something at WGP, you're not going to just sell it to some schmuck with a bunch of money, because then your work's out there. Right. And like you said, cockers have a bad rap. And as soon as you get a rap of being not good with cockers or screwing with people's guns, then you know what they're like. So no, I don't want to sell you a gun. If you don't appreciate my work, I'm not going to sell it to you.
Yeah, I don't know that I go quite that far, but yes, you are correct. Absolutely.
I'm on the right line. You're like, shut up. I want to still sell guns.
Right. No, you know what? I enjoy building them still. I really do.
That's the thing too.
But again, it's got to go to the right person, or it's it's trouble. But we just ran our pre-sale like 2.5 months ago, and we introduced all the first runs of bodies. I don't know if you, that's the first one anodized, the vertebrae. So I just got these back yesterday. And
who's doing the anodizing?
Ruckus Anodizing. And he's
okay.
sort of
Not
kind
familiar
of
with
like an affiliate. Like I have a little crew that I do all my work with. So I mentioned Justin with Mozak. So he machines the bodies. I machine parts here, the smaller parts. And then, yeah, I think that's where it'll probably stay, because I at some point, if I'm going to be tired of all this. So it's going to have to go to somebody who knows how to do it. And I think Justin's the guy that it should go to when it's all done. So I'm glad to be working with him, and I'm going to try to hold on to him as long as I can. But that again comes to whole nother money issues. And here's the Oracle.
Ooh,
Oh,
I like that. I'm a big fan. I know it's super cliche, but I'm a big
so
fan of the
pretty.
carnivore.
Well, here's the carnivore.
Yeah. See, it's
Man.
the scales. I like the scales.
Yeah. And this I love Bud's guns, but when you get these, like, they're done so much better than what Bud did. His was so mass produced. Like these are being done by players. Like when I see something wrong, we stop. Halt. Why? Fix this. Like do that.
Yeah.
And when you're mass producing them, you can't do that. So there's the quality that's in this is going to be different than what Bud ever, maybe at his first beginning when he was small, but once he got, you know, the quality.
Once he started being like, once he started being the go-to of like, oh, you've got to have an autococker from WGP. You got to start banging them out as fast as you can.
Yeah, I'm not saying his quality wasn't good, because it was great.
No. It's the it's like
his hands weren't on it anymore. He wasn't. I don't think he was part like. And we run such small amounts, I can stop. Like if I find a rib that I don't like, it's too high, we can stop everything, change the file a little bit, and then continue. And a lot of the things that we notice are nothing or like, because we're making them, we see it. You would never see it. You wouldn't know. I couldn't even, and I don't even explain to people.
Right. It's I don't, what's the machining equivalent of artisanal? Like
I was gonna say, you know, I was a mop monkey, and my you wouldn't notice, but a custodian could walk into a building, and they'll cock their head and look at the floor, and they'll know, and they won't say a word, but they'll gossip to the other custodians. And you guys the same way. You see that, and I won't notice it, but maybe down the road I might have noticed a different gunshot, something. You know, it's something we would never notice, but you would know, and that's perfect. I mean, that's dedication to the craft. That's a Hattori Hanzo. That's like getting the Hattori Hanzo sword. Like
and then
there we go.
The other thing that was weird when we started this and we started making the bodies. So we originally did prototypes, and then when we put stuff out there, people started asking for 11/16 valves. And I don't know if you know the difference between a 9/16 and 11/16. So Bud Orr originally, all his guns are 9/16 valves, which is a smaller valve. 11/16 are in the Empire Sniper, the Resurrection, the Trilogy.
Okay.
I think maybe in some of the K2 cockers there was 11. There was the 2K5 Black Magic had 11/16 valves, but nobody liked them. They were like 11/16. You sinned. It's not a 9/16. But now we've come into this fad right now that I'm a 9/16 fanboy. I will not shoot a gun that's got 11/16 valve in it. I just don't. I won't. But the fad right now is 11/16. So luckily we had only built like 30 blanks that were 9/16, and then everybody was asking for 11/16, and I would say half the people asked for 11/16 valves. So that means we would have had to run 2 different body runs, 2 blanks. So I stopped the production, and we and Justin got together, and we started throwing our things around, and we came up with an insert, a sleeve. So what we did basically is, I don't know if I can show you, but so that lower tube is hollowed out all the way through. Where the regular guns have steps for the valve to take in place. We took all those steps and put it into this insert.
Ooh.
So it's a lower tube insert. So now with this body, if you said, hey, I want 11/16, you put in this insert. You slide this insert in the front end. You have now 11/16 valve will go in it. You want 9/16, you put this insert in, and you'll have 9/16. So 9/16 valves all load up in this. So it's the whole lower tube. You just slide it in, you're good to go. Where this one, you slide the valve in from the back, and this is your banjo.
Okay.
So we went, figured this out, prototyped it, said, this is cool. I think this is great. Now we make one body for everybody. So if you want 9/16, but then 2 months later you go, I would love to try 11/16. Well, you just change the insert. Now you can put an 11/16 valve in the same gun. So I ran and patented this real quick. And then
you don't say.
And then a tactics makes this cool front piece. I think it's called the gold chamber, and it goes in a lot. Like the Meteor guns are all 11/16, and they have an insert in the front, but they're all 11/16. So the tactics made that piece to go in the Meteor, and it also goes into the new twister bodies. So I was thinking, well, what if you had the tactic piece, but you wanted to run 9/16, not 11/16? So we made another insert. I call it the 9/16 half insert. You can put the tactics front end in, slide this in behind it. Now that 11/16 gun is 9/16. So yeah, we've thought all these options out, and I think all the WGP bodies from this day forward will be with I call it the LTI system, the lower tube inserts. So that way it's universal. Whatever you want to do, you can change it.
That's cool.
So it worked out pretty
customizable.
Good. I'm pretty excited about it. At first I was like, 11/16, we'll just do all 9/16. But I was cutting out 50% of my customers.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's using your noodle, man. You make your customers happy, and it gives them choice.
Yep, gives them the choice.
You've given them the choice. Whether they're wrong or not doesn't matter.
No,
you'll figure it out eventually.
And I don't even know that there's a wrong or right. It's just a different way of getting to the end result.
No. You've given the people who like to tinker with their gun another way to tinker with the gun.
Right, because they were cutting them all out. They were taking the 9/16 guns and cutting them out. In my eyes, they were destroying them. I'm like, what are you doing? Now, if you have a cutout gun, you can just hollow it all the way out, run my insert in, and it's back to factory. Like once this is in there, everything's back in the gun.
Whichever one shoots better to your style, or maybe wherever you're at for whatever reason.
Right. Yep.
Like you can return them back to how they should be.
Yes. Now it won't be factory, but it'll be back to the original standards.
Yeah, it'll be back to what it was.
Factory-esque.
Yes.
Factory-like.
Yeah.
Factory
complete, as we would call it.
And I would say by the middle of next year, I'm hoping to have a full product line. So I'm hoping to have pneumatics. Oh, we already have frames. I mean, I'll have everything we need to build a gun. And then at that point, I'll make my decision how we're going to go about. I think what I'll probably do is have associates. So you buy all the parts. I'll put a kit together and say all these parts is a complete gun. And then I'll have a builder. Let's just say there'll be an associate of mine or affiliate, and I'll take that kit, send it to him. He'll build it, and then it can go to you. So if you have any problems, you go back to him and not to me.
Sure. You're the parts supplier.
But we'll all work together and make sure it's right. Ultimately, if there is a problem, it'll come back to me. But I have somebody else that can lean on instead of just all me. And it's the same way with anodizing. I have an Ruckus, Jeff, where a lot of the kits we sell are raw. So you can buy the kit from me and it can go right to Jeff and can be anodized, and then it could go to the builder and the builder could build it, and then it could go home to you. Or however, I'm trying to make it as easy for people to build a custom gun.
No, I like that though, because that's how it works in the car world too. Like if you want to buy a set of if you want a designer set of rims, you can buy them raw. You can go to the people who cut the rims and go, okay, I just want it raw. I've got my own paint guy or chrome guy or hydro dip guy, whatever you're going to do with them. Be like, I got my own powder coat guy or whatever.
Right.
I just want them raw. Or a lot of them will offer, like, we can ship them to our partnered paint
and
guy.
it helps doing that because a lot of people don't know where to go for anodizing. They don't know where to go to have a gun teched. They're lost. And if I can make it easy enough so that you want an autococker, we'll get you one. It may not come complete from Gene or WGP, but it'll within the affiliates, it'll happen. We can make that happen.
I stumbled across my Angel like a garage find a few months ago, and it's I'm gonna get it soon, man. I'm gonna hopefully get my hands on it at Legends as everything goes well, and that's like that's that I keep saying it. It was the Testarossa on my wall for when I was a kid. Like that was the gun I always wanted, and I get to get I get to play with one, and I'm excited as hell because Damien's gonna. Damien's got his hands on it now from Gator Mail, and it was in some rough shape. It was put away dirty. The bolt had swollen, the board was dead. It needed a new ASA. Battery was toast. Like it was a garage find. So like buying any hot rod that you find sitting in a garage.
Now there's people out there that do amazing things with those Angels now.
They're in the process of rebuilding it completely and putting a board in it so that it'll shoot 10-2.
Nice.
So I will be able to use it because there's nothing to me that's a greater sin. Like I loved my shocker, but I've sent it to live. I've sent it off into the world because a marker that's sitting in a case, that's a shame. It's a waste. And it's like a hot rod needs to be driven. You got to blow the carbon out of the engine. You can't just let a gun like that sit in a case.
Exactly. I'm also
excited if it doesn't get played.
I'm excited to see what Tom's forearms will look like after playing with an Angel for a full season because the thing's going to weigh about 4 times what you're used to.
You know what I do? I move machines for a living and
I know,
pool tables for a living.
I want that. I want you to, but you can only run a steel tank with it. No, none of this carbon fiber stuff. You can run your Angel. You're going to run steel. I demand an egg hopper. I demand an egg.
I'm trying to find one. I'm trying to find an egg hopper because that's the only thing that will go with that gun.
And then you need to find a barrel. You need to find a brass barrel. And then anybody questions it, you need to argue with them that paintballs smooth the brass and it makes it more efficient the more you shoot it. If we're doing an Angel, you're doing it right.
Fire right now, the barrel I have on it, or had that was attached to it. If I pulled the trigger in New York, the ball came out in New Jersey. Like it's like poof, thunk, out the wall. Like it's one of those Empire barrels, and it's got to be like 18 inches long. It's just massive. And I've got that in the bag.
You ran out of paint or air on the field. You could just impale the guy.
Yeah,
as you ran by. That was what those were for.
Right.
Yeah. I love it. I can't wait to see it. I'm super excited. I'm very tempted to get myself an autococker kit because I do love to tinker.
You do.
But that's one of those things where like everything needs to align properly before I go and like buy realistically by the time it gets into my hands over $1,000 kit of parts that I can then explain to the wife that, oh no, I'm going to build it.
And see, that's the other hurdle we're trying to deal with right now is the cost factor. So like a lot of people don't understand like what it costs to build something here in the US versus Taiwan. So you have Nova and you have Meteor. These are all Taiwanese made guns. So the price, and I don't mind the price. There's nothing wrong with them, but they're not what I'm building. I'll put the quality of what I'm building up against any other guns. You can feel the difference. They look different. Like it's just not, it's made in the US. It's a much better quality product.
Yeah. I don't mind paying the price. Like I understand that a lot of people go, oh, that's way too expensive, and be like, I want you to go find something made in the US, made in Canada, and compare that in price and quality. Guarantee you there will be a difference.
And the biggest thing still, like I said, is we're very, very small. So it's 2 players building these guns. So it's not like I'm going, hey, machine shop, build these guns.
Yeah.
And they know nothing about paintball. It's guys who play paintball building them. And so we're working on that. I'm trying to get the price. If the problem is I need to sell a certain amount of so right now I want to release the STO because people have been asking for it. So before I got on the show, that's what me and Justin were talking about. Like, how can we get the price down to where it's not like, oh my God, you know, but to do that, you got to get the numbers up. So you have to sell enough to where the numbers can drop and there's still enough money in it to even do it, to bother doing it.
It's a catch-22.
And you have to also sort of kind of commit to a machine shop. So a machine shop, the more you make, the more product you do. So even though we machine our own products, we charge ourselves for the products. Now, it may not be the $85 an hour that machine shops charge, but we put a price on something because it's our time machining it.
Sure.
So we're trying to find that balance to like, where is that number? At this time, I'm thinking on the STOs, we're going to try to hit a goal of 50 guns. And if I can get to 50 guns, I can do it at $299 or $399, excuse me, $399, and it'll be a full body kit.
You can hear the eagles in the gun.
So that is going to be a hard thing to figure out is the cost factor versus, you know, I want to build this a least expensive product that I can, because I want, the more I can sell, the more money I make. If I'm only selling 25 of something, then I'm making no money, you know, but if I can sell 100 or 200, then I make a little bit of cash.
And yeah, that's just it, right? Everybody's got to eat. And anybody who scoffs at the price, you know what though? Like, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, because realistically, when you convert to Canadian shipping, all that jazz, it's gonna be over $1,000. I'm not upset about that. I'm okay with that. Anybody who argues being like, oh, it's way too much money, and be like, I watch dudes drop 2 G's on the latest speedball gun that is half a gram and 0.5% more efficient than last year's model. And I'm like,
and then as soon as the next model comes out, you can get that same model for a third of the price.
And I'm a contrarian by heart. Like Tom knows this way too well. Planet Eclipse, great company. They make great stuff. I will not own a Planet Eclipse because everybody owns Planet Eclipse, and I don't want to be the guy who owns a Planet Eclipse. I shot an M3 until it died.
What do you shoot? What kind of gun?
An Axe 2.0 because it was given to me.
No, they're great guns. There's nothing wrong with that gun.
It's a great little workhorse. It does what I need it to do. I don't play competitively. I'm not. I am 36 years old. I am not keeping up with the 20-year-olds who are running around circles around me. So the Axe shoots at my speed, and but like, you know, I could go out buy the latest and greatest, but like, I mean, I can't. But if I could, I wouldn't, because I don't want to. I don't want to put my gun down on the rack and not know which one's mine anymore because there's 7 identical guns on the rack. You know, like, I like when stuff is different. I like the customization side of it. I am that guy covering his laptop in stickers because I have a MacBook and I don't want it to look like every other bloody MacBook.
That's sort of kind of what happened with the resurrection of autocockers. When it came back and those 10-man tournaments started booming, and I would go into these tournaments and everybody had autocockers, and it was like, this is old school. This is cool. This is great. I love it. You know, whack, 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 whack. It was awesome. And then the EMEC came out and all these other guns, but it wasn't bad that they came out. They were still mechanical, but then the next turn was make them faster. And the last 10-man I played recently, those mechanicals are just as fast as the electric. Like I was looking at, I'm just going, what are we doing? Like, everybody fought to bring back this 10-man old school format. And now they're building these guns. They're you might as well shoot electric. There's no reason, like, it just doesn't matter. I mean, they're shooting 10 plus balls a second with them. So it's like, what does it really matter? And
exactly.
You can tell the teams that have those guns and everybody's using them, they dominate. Like, you can't, they're just so much faster. It's crazy.
Speaking of tournaments, Brad, do we have that thing going tonight? That special person calling, or yes or no? Disappeared.
Last I heard from him, he was driving, so we may not get him.
Next time. All right, continue as you were. It just occurred to me.
Oh yeah, no, I've been keeping an eye, but sorry, we might get him next week. Where are we going with this? But yeah, sorry to compare it to again racing, because that's my brother's big into racing, and actually, you know what? We can actually compare this to computers because it's my job. I deal with computers, and it's my world.
Right.
We have these computers that are being built, like look at MacBooks, super sleek, super thin, super fast. They're great. They're awesome. Woo. But I have a custom built desktop, right? Like my stuff kind of hacked together. It's mine, you know. It's not as sleek, but it's mine, you know. And that's what it really actually comes down to. It for me is like, especially as I'm getting older, where I don't need the latest and greatest. I need something that's mine. I need something that when I pick it up and I know it's mine and I want to go play with it, and I want to go show it off. There's a bit of an ego thing there. I want to show it off, right? Like I want to. You know, like if I can get my hands on in the next year, it would be amazing. If I can get my hands on a carnivore, you know, full carnivore kit, take that to the local field. I'm probably one of very few people in Atlantic, Canada that have a carnivore.
Oh, right.
You know, like
I'm getting you guys on picture here, buddy.
Oh, you know, it's like my wife, that's Brittany, there in the chat. She does not like my computer and stuff. She is very much like she just uses her phone, which is fine. My computer is yes, not the sleekest, not the sexiest thing, but it works. It's mine.
I would much rather be on a computer than a phone. I can't stand the phone. I don't.
She does everything from her phone. I don't know how she does it.
Can't do it.
No, I got the two monitors set up. One is a different size than the other. Like I don't even have that. Like they're not even matching sizes. Right. One of the monitors is actually propped on when Paintful the magazine, was it Paintful? I forget. One of the paintball magazines put out like a coffee table book, and one of my monitors is currently sitting on it because I needed it to be like 2.5 inches higher. So that's it, man. Like I like stuff being hacked together. I like that. You know, I don't want it always brings up that meme you see online all the time of like Tiger Woods versus what was the guy's name? I forget his name. He was always drunk. He was always drinking beers and smoking cigarettes. Well, John Daly. Yeah, it's the average versus John Daly, and like Woods is all done up, prim, proper, looks good. He's got all his Nike gear. Daly's in like pink parachute pants,
smoking a cigar right on the tee. Drinking wobbly pops because he's a beast. Yeah, that's.
So yeah, that's me. You know. Anyways, that's where I was going with that. You're doing good work, my man. You're doing good work.
I'm trying. I'm gonna keep going at least for a while until either my pocketbook is done or I don't know. We'll see how this all plays out.
So
go ahead.
Is the plan right now? And I mean, like, I'm not talking in the future, like, but like as of right now, is it just like you just need the autococker stuff to break even, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not. Yeah, no way. I'm not even trying to make it. I just want to regroup some of the money that I put in, because here's a problem. At some point, you keep putting in to, let's say, build a product line, but if nothing's coming back in, then it's sort of kind of like, again, why are you doing this? So I'm not even, as long as I can break even on, I build pneumatics, I break even on that, and I can keep pneumatics going. I can keep, as long as it's, and I don't even mind putting money into it, as long as I see the light at the end of the tunnel. But when you get to a point, a certain amount of money, and you're going, that light is way too far away, then you got to really start thinking about it and going, okay, how far do we take this? How far do we run with it?
I was actually, just funny enough, I was watching a video, but he was talking about, he builds custom computer keyboards, like, hand makes them,
right?
You know, and he'll even say like his stuff's really hard to get hold of because he doesn't make a lot of them, because he kind of, it's like, you want one, You place your order. You get it
Right.
when it's ready, but you're
Right.
going to pay for that thing up front. Like there's none of this. Like he doesn't build them up front and hope they sell.
No, I don't blame him.
We,
No, and
we, all-
beautiful.
we also have a lot of pretty cool stuff for the future coming out. Like when I finally got all this together and I talked to Bud and was like, because if Bud would have told me squash it, let it go, I would have just held on to everything and not did anything with it. But he was like, no, like, I'm glad you got it, and he helped me and talked to me and told me, where he was in his mindset and all that. And then I went to his house and he gave me all his old files, like everything that they had, all the paperwork. Like I got everything. A box. It was boxes and boxes of old drawings, of CAD file, like everything he had. So,
so cool.
I took me like 3 weeks to sort through it all, but I found some guns that he never built. So there was drawings of them, but he just never built them. So I think there's gonna be one that's gonna drop Black Friday. I'm gonna take a Bud Orr unreleased, and we're gonna drop it Black Friday. So it's pretty crazy looking. I don't it'll be fun. And I think the fact that Bud created it and never manufactured it, to me, is like, that's cool to me. Like,
that's pretty wild.
That's
right.
That's that's like found the design at the bottom of the
Lost
desk
media.
in the back of the
Right.
warehouse kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like,
And I even talked to him about it. I was like, he goes, oh yeah, I remember that. And you could tell it for the time, it was real space agey looking. Like,
okay.
it's sort of kind of between the Carnivore and the Oracle. And it's just, but it's so different from anything they built. I wasn't sure if it was, it almost looks a little Taiwanese, like it maybe K2 had something to do with it. And that was my first thought process.
Okay. It was
And
just so unlike Bud.
Yes. So then when I went to Bud, he was like, no, I remember exactly. And he explained it. And I said, yeah, that's the gun. Like he knew exactly what I was talking about.
That's cool.
So there was two of them. There's two of them, but there was a Black Magic and then the Oracle. What he called, it looks like an Oracle to me, but just way out there.
Okay. Does it have an official name yet? Like what?
No, we're going to have to come up with.
You just call it the Bud. Just right? If it's going to be the first unreleased Bud Orr,
the Boracle. The Boracle.
The Boracle.
The Boracle.
I
mean, you guys, the Oracle, ORR. Uckle.
Oh, the ORR.
Boy, it's very easy. Yeah, yes, perfect. I said that's.
Yeah, I don't know. We've made a bunch of designs ourselves that we want to do. So I think what we'll probably end up doing until I figure out what I'm going to do with it is just keep running pre-order on body kits, and then start integrating anodizing with them until I get to a point where I can build a whole gun. Like just keep moving forward, but at some point it'll all happen. But not just dive in head first and file bankruptcy in a couple weeks. Like I want to just take my time and make this happen.
Nice. Okay. Nice. I love that, man. We have to wrap up though. We're all out of time.
Hey, can I mention one more thing? We talked a little bit.
Yes.
I have a buddy who came up with a really cool idea. And he's trying to get this product out there and let people see it. And it's called the Hero Strap. It's basically.
Oh, I've seen it.
Yes, it goes across the top of your mask. So and we were talking about and he makes it in like 3 different colors. I think the website is herostrap.com. I'm sure it is.
Yep.
Did you look it up? Was it herostrap.com or?
I was looking at his Insta. I didn't find it on the website.
Yeah, it's the Hero. It's the Hero Strap.
The Hero Strap.
But so like I was explaining, I play a lot in the 10-man tournament. So we're in the bush a lot. Yep. And depending where you play, like the last event in Oregon, I didn't get to go to, but they all called me last weekend and they were like, hey, it's thick. This stuff is thick out here. And I've had places where I've crawling through the bush and a branch catches your mask and you, whoa, hey, and you pull it back down. Well, if you had the hero strap on your mask, because it goes over the top, if you had your tin strap on, your mask is now basically a helmet. Like it's not going to come off your head. It won't fall off.
I've seen that online. It's a great idea. It's heroxgear.com.
Yeah.
That's the website I found there.
The problem he's having is that, like everything, something new, people always want to fight against it and go, oh, that's nasty. It's this. It's sort of kind of like when the chin strap came out. Nobody wanted to use a chin strap. I mean, I get my mask, I cut it off and throw it away, and you go. Well, it was the same thing with this. When he handed me one, I was like, dude, I ain't wearing that shit. And I threw them in a box. And one day I was like, you know what, let me try it. So I grabbed a new mask. I put it on the top, put the chin strap on. I was wearing one of the what's his name? The company with the what you got on your mask? The Gator. I have that on for the clowns. And I was like, oh crap, this is cool. So I mean, there's a place. I think the scenario guys are silly not to have it. And then 100%. Anybody that wears a Gator chain thing, it's be silly not to have one.
Because double pack for $20, 20 Yankee bucks, that's not too bad at all.
No, his prices are so affordable. It's I'm really surprised it hasn't taken off. That's why I'm pushing him. I think like I was telling you earlier, I think this is probably the most unique idea that somebody's come out with in paintball in a long, and it's simple. It's so simple and it's inexpensive.
I've got one in my cart. I'm gonna try to get one before I go to Adrenaline. Like if I can get one brushed, I'm gonna try to get one for Adrenaline so I can wear it.
Once you try it, you're gonna go, wow.
I'm big on good safety gear. So
when we hang up, get me your email. Don't buy one. I'll get you one. I'll send you one.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, just give me. I'll send you a couple of them, just so you have them. Awesome. Hand them out to a couple of your buddies and try them.
Gene, yeah, we gotta go. Gene, just don't hang up.
But anyways,
don't hang up yet.
WGP, we rock. Love you guys. Thanks for having me on the show.
Anytime, buddy.
Cheers. Just don't hang up yet, okay? But thanks, folks, for hanging out with us, chit-chatting live and all that. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. And until next week, cheers.
Doodles.